It is Friday morning. I'm sporting a very sharp Woodmere rocket hat. Bruce had dropped some of them off at the barn. If you're lucky enough to be in Prince Edward Island, you can probably catch yourself one of these hats. They are sharp. Pretty happy. A lot of people, everybody that knew me at all stopped me and was asking about Woodmere rocket, and man, he's a nice horse. And I said, well, it's a product of the work put in. And I always say that about it, and I always will, because that's the one certainty of this industry. You might have luck, you might not have luck, but I'll tell you what, if you don't put the work in, you're just not going to have the results. It's just the proof's always in the pudding, as they say. So really happy with the way Rocket raced. I see we have Bullet back in on Saturday. We had a number of horses in yesterday also. I want to talk about all of those. Quite the show last night. I'm going to post a bunch of videos, maybe today a little bit, about the party last night. It was so cool, wasn't it? They finished the races and then we went up and they had like karaoke out in front of the grandstand, and the place was packed. It was shoulder to shoulder, and it's how racing should be, right? And it's funny because Brady was there and we were talking about Brody, you're right, Brody. Brody Galliers was there, and we were talking to Brady about his name's actually Brady.
I know.
Okay.
You said that.
Yeah. So Brady was just talking about the experience and the electricity in the city, and it goes like we didn't get home till 3 o'clock in the morning, I think. And between and we were tired. It was great to meet and catch up with one of our clients, John. Went out to eat with them last night, and then went back to the track later. Addie was riding the rides till 10:30 at night. If you guys haven't seen the layout of Old Home Week for Charlottetown, for the Charlottetown Driving Park, for Red Shores, it's always been like that since I was a kid, and it's amazing. For the kids, you have the carnival, the exhibition out in the parking lot, and it's fairly decent size too for a small town exhibition, right? Mm-hmm. And then obviously you have the racetrack, you have the tarmac, which stretches all the way down to the barn area. It's completely immersive, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Yes, honey.
Does Red Shores, Summerside ever do anything like that?
That's a funny question. They said the carnival was there this year. Now, when I was a kid, I haven't been to Summerside since I was, I'm going to say 17, 16. But every year, Lobster Carnival Week, the Summerside Raceway, now Red Shore Summerside, was exactly like Charlottetown in its own way. It had a big exhibition there. They had racing every week, every day. It was a lot of fun also. I have not gone back. They say the place is amazing. And obviously Woodmere Rocket smashed the track record there last 2 weeks ago, I guess. 2 weeks ago when he raced there last. It's just the entire island feel. I know Amy, I feel she's just starting to get to island time now. Are you starting to absorb it a little bit?
I think I'm just so exhausted that I don't care anymore.
I'm so exhausted. I don't care. See, I cut myself shaving.
You want Starbucks?
You know how everybody shaves their nose?
No.
My God. I was shaving the top right here, my nose. I'm going to tell you, bleed. I almost had to go on the Lasix program just to get cleaned up here.
I don't think mustache is really.
What's that?
I don't think cows.
You guys want cows? No, they don't want ice cream again.
I want cows.
What?
I want cows.
Are you sure?
I want cows.
I'll give you guys, I showed you guys the other day, so Cow's ice cream from the racetrack to our house. You can't get there without going past Cow's ice cream. So it's become a staple. I noticed that you were the one that mentioned cows, though.
No, I just thought we could send that in together.
Oh, yeah, no problem. They can go into cows. I don't want any ice cream today. I'm turning into a bit of a cow. I don't want to tip the scales when I get back. I'm worried that I'm going to exit my weight class, my preferred weight class.
I think you have.
No, I'm not too bad right now. I've decided for the last few days I can eat once a day. That's what I can muster is once a day, and I should be okay as we get back to Ohio. It didn't bother Woodmere Rocket any.
What's the saying? If you don't put it
don't put it in, you won't put it on.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we can get a shirt made like that if you want. So So, man, oh man, it's been a great time here. If you're lucky enough to be down in Prince Edward Island right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The weather has been perfect, but it has not rained yet. I'm sure Amy was talking about rain or something in the forecast. But
Rain the other night.
yeah, that's right. It did rain, but we weren't out and about the other night. Okay, go on in, guys. What?
Just
Hey,
one
watch
scoop.
watch
I always
traffic.
get one scoop. Come, do you
Watch
want
the
one?
traffic. Out you go, Addie. Why are your shoes off? Why do kids do that now?
You want a shirt?
All the kids in here.
No, you're
No.
fine. Bad. You want
They
a
always
shirt?
take their shoes off in the car. What do you
No, I'm okay.
It's not a dojo, it's a car. I said that the other day, and Amy didn't know what a dojo was.
Did you tell me what it was?
It's for karate. It's where they practice karate. Who knew dojo? No, you never seen a Karate Kid? No? All right. So yeah, it's been an amazing week, and we were lucky enough ourselves as a stable. We had a good day yesterday. Obviously, gorgeous package, topped off the night with a win, which was very nice to see. And then we also had a fantastic win yesterday. Every week I'm left forgetting. What's wrong? Straw wasn't long enough. It's a paper straw and it's not long enough. It's definitely a deficiency
Or
of the
it's
Starbucks.
disintegrating.
Yeah. Every week it seems like I forget about Arrowhead Hanover, and he's just been such a very, very good horse for us. And yesterday, obviously he finally got away decent from the gate. Troy got him away in the 2-hole, removed him to the front, and I figured it was going to take a pretty good horse to beat him. And nobody wanted any part of him yesterday. Driving off winner, he put away the first over Challenger, who we'd raced against quite a bit as a 3-year-old. Put him away, and then won the race in 153 flat, if I'm not mistaken. Another new lifetime mark for Arrowhead Hanover. So Mr. Munson's definitely got him on his toes right now. So we started the day off with Arrowhead Hanover. We ended the day with Gorgeous Package. We had 3 horses that were not even on the calendar for whatever reason. The 3 horses in Scioto. I was really happy with all 3. Now, the 6th by Sweet and Steady, you're like, how do I read that? Because she was 6th, right? But she's getting ready. She's on super short notice. I'm glad that Tyler put her in a good spot and didn't hurt her. And then he said, well, she did everything right. A little hot at the gate, but did everything right and finished up her mile as good as she could. He goes, it just felt like that's what she could do last night. And I think that's a fair assessment of the current status of Sweet and Steady. She's doing all she can right now. I'd like to get a couple of fair races into her, before the race in Delaware. She'll race in that. Or, if we feel that, the Buckeye is just out of, if it comes down to, well, if she wins a Buckeye, maybe she'll have enough points to sneak in. I don't even know. There's a lot of divisions this year. And if that's not the case, we might just stick fairs the rest of the season, put her away sharp and happy and fresh, and then look towards 2027 with her. We'll see, but I was happy with mechanically how she did her work. Sure, I wanted to see her win, but you can only ask her to do so much, and we've already asked her to do so much. I don't think it was an unimpressive mile from Sweet and Steady last night. Now, Dublin's Ferrani was very, very good yesterday. Rode the rail, slid through the inside, ended up second. Somebody messaged me last night and said, Anthony, it just seems like she's been no good on the halves and really good on the 5/8. One of our clients, Gord, messaged me, and I said, well, that's one way of looking at it. Or you could look at it, she made a break at Northfield from the rail for whatever reason, which she never usually does, but she did. She raced a Sire Stakes, her first start at Northfield, and then the second start, she's 4 wide down the backstretch from 6th, and it could have been a myriad of reasons that she just didn't fire, just didn't race as well as she's raced in other races. But when you look at her 5/8 mile racing, it was at the grassroots circuit, the Buckeye circuit only. And yes, I'm sure she does get over a 5/8 fine, but she does get over a half all right also. It just happened to be circumstances. You can read into those numbers and those lines however you like. But at the end of the day, I don't personally have any issues with Dublin's Ferrani on a half-mile track. I was just very happy, and Tyler, again, drove her absolutely perfect. Really, really happy with a real conservative drive, slid through, stayed left, give her an old Calvin Burrell up the inside the whole way, and ended up second in 57 and a piece. And what about Judy's money? I don't think you guys, if you weren't paying attention, if you just woke up and looked at the line, you didn't realize what took place last night. Right as they post-paraded, they called them all back in, and they stood there for like an hour. Almost an hour. They may have given them time to go out, warm up a little bit, but that is quite, I can tell you right now, if Dune or any of the bad tie-up horses had to go through that, just take the harness off them and go right back home. You can be a good portion of the way back to the barn by the time the rest of the race goes, because they're almost certain to tie up. And Judy's Money just went out like it was no big deal. Finished the second in 55-2 and raced very, very good. I was thoroughly pleased with what I saw from her. And again, a very good drive from Tyler Angus. Really happy with the way things went so far this week. We get a big race coming up today, obviously, with Atomics Hanover. Excited about that. Really excited about Atomics Hanover's race coming up this evening. Complete Unknown. He's got the outside. It's almost an automatic pitch. I'm just going to ask Tim, would you mind just taking him back to the back and racing him from off the pace? And somebody said, well, he may as well go out of there a bit. No, I don't want to go out of there at all with him. I don't want to cheapen the horse, and I don't want to hurt his confidence any more than it's been hurt the last 2 or 3 starts. He's been in contention, and his only bad line was at 7th, but it was still 7th. And I want to make sure that we don't turn it into 2 7ths if at all possible. So that's Complete Unknown. And then Chicago Hall. What do we got for Chicago tonight? 10-1. Race 10, post 2. How can he be 10-1 in this class? He's been one of the better horses in here all year. Huh? I don't know. Maybe it's a salty crew, I guess. Chicago Hall is 10-1 this evening, but I'm not completely sure as to why. Now, tomorrow is another big day for us. In fact, although Atomics is racing for a lot of money today, he's racing for just more than half of what Perfect Thought is racing for tomorrow. Mark McDonald is going to go and drive Perfect Thought in the Poconos for us. That's going to kick off the start of our... No, it's not. Woodmere Bullet is going to race tomorrow in a stakes race at just before 2 p.m. Prince Edward Island time. And then we will have Perfect Thought, Dixie Dream, Nuclear, Barcelona Mickey. What are we looking at with Mickey? Tyler's driving him. That's good. Post 6, 12-1. I don't like that. Neptune is also in Scioto. Tyler's going all the way down there for both of them. That's good. Good. Appreciate that. And then we have, after that, just before that actually, will be Time Is On My Side. Obviously, for whatever reason, listed at 9:30. 9:30 in the morning. It's obviously 9:30 at night. Now, how can they get Woodmere Bullet's post time correct, but they can't get Time Is On My Sides?
I don't know.
Like, there's Woodmere Bullets, 1:54, and Time Is On My Side, 9:30 a.m. It's obviously p.m.
Yeah.
So why can't they get that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to close out our Saturday after the Gold Cups. All said and done. All the dust is settled. All the beer is drank. All the egg rolls have been eaten. We're going to close out our night with Solidarity racing in Scioto. Late 16th race at Scioto. Post time is going to be... Oh my God, they literally have post time at 12:06 a.m. That's got to be our time. Can't be their time. That's weird. So that's how the remainder of Old Home Week is going to look here, both here and up country. So pleased, so happy for Bruce and his family that Woodmere Rocket won. Obviously, the timing wasn't the greatest with the passing of his mother, but I'm sure she is upstairs looking down on the handiwork of her son for sure. As their horse, their pride and joy of Woodmere Farms 2027, one of them. And I guess it's one of those things we talk about how Degas is overshadowed by Jailbird Jog. What about the Woodmere Dougal horse? That's a very, very good horse too that they have. That's been in the wake of Woodmere Rocket this year, and for the people that are racing Woodmere Dougal, you'll get your shot. Don't worry, you can't. Very rarely you see a horse win every race, and I know the feeling as of right now. We've been chasing horses with Atomics Hanover that I thought was the best 2-year-old we've ever had, and yet we haven't beat anybody in the stakes with them yet. So I know your feeling. Hang in there. I think it's always important just to take a deep breath and recognize that it's hard to have a good horse, and you don't always have to have the best horse. Of course, it's nice to have the best horse, but it rarely happens that way, and sometimes you just need to take stock of what you actually have. Be grateful that you have a good horse, even though maybe they're not the best today or tomorrow. They'll get their chance. They'll get their chance. And Atomics will get his, and I'm sure Woodmere Dougal will get his also. So, having a great time catching up with people in Prince Edward Island. I haven't seen in forever. Just so many people, coming up to us, talking about, the stable or the stable horses, what we're doing, what we've done, and most importantly, which I take deep in my heart, is the people that are thankful for what we do, and the people that say they watch what we do, and watch all these videos. I know you see the people now that you're down here talking about, even my uncles, talking about how they watch all these videos. It just seems so surreal that I got from that kid, like the one in the back seat, to the person I am today, and along the way, all the people that I had a lot of deep respect for ended up liking these videos. So it is very surreal. I'm glad I'm a part of people's day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the summer, and I couldn't be happier than what I am right now. Sitting here in Prince Edward Island, been a long time coming, and just happy. Did you have a lot of fun this week?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Addie Bear?
Me.
What's your favorite thing of the week? Don't say Cow's ice cream because you're here either.
Beach.
The beach? You like the beach that much? I think we're going back to the beach today. Uncle Curtis wanted to go back to the beach with Sean and Rayanne and their kids, so you guys can go play with them. Lennon and Lincoln are going, yeah. Unfortunately, James and Griffey and Paige had to leave today. It was a lot of fun hanging out with James. I almost watched James boil over. So for those of you that play blackjack, you will love this story. Now, the Red Shores also has a casino hooked onto it. So every night we've gone out, we watched the races. We had the kids on the Midway last night on the fair, on all the fair. Addie went on tons of rides with Lennon, and I went on the roller coaster with Lincoln, and we went into the casino after. So, of course, you always get greedy sometimes playing blackjack. So I'm playing blackjack, and I'm looking at the stack of chips I have, and I said, and I had bet, I think I bet $50 or $60 on the hand, which I don't generally do, but I had made the bet, and dealer has a bus card. James is on the table. He's got 20. The gentleman beside him, who owns Dalton Shard End, super nice guy, was on the end, and a couple other people were there. So everybody's there, and I have a 4 and a 2. Now, of course, you just hit it, right? It's just what you do. But I'm greedy. I'm saying, he's got a bus card. I'm going to double, and that'll be that. I put down double, and James looked at me like I had 3 heads, which he should have, because it's a stupid bet. But I was greedy, and I knew that if I doubled right there, I would get to the point I was comfortable leaving. I know Amy was super tired, but she had a lot of fun last night going into you're glad I drug you back into the track. That was pretty cool, that party, the big party. They used to have that karaoke in the Coliseum the last time I saw it. It's so smart when they had it out front. And they were all young kids and people, horsemen were all there, obviously, but a lot of young kids were there from the town. I'll post the video. It is packed at the CDP in the beer area. And so we're in there. Of course, guy throws over an ace. So it's soft 17. I would have hit it, probably, I guess. And I would have been fine. That card ended up being the one that the dealer, I know you can tell the end of this story. Does anybody want to guess what happened? Anybody out there? I'll give you just a little second no, you didn't. I'll give you a little second to figure it out. So James had 20. The gentleman with Dalton Shard had, 19. Everybody was winning their hand. Bust card up to the dealer. Greedy Anthony doubled down on 6. Got an ace, soft 17, which I would have hit, which I didn't. Guess what happens? You guessed it. The dealer ends up on 21. James McDonald snapped. He was not happy with me at all. To which, do I get off here? I don't even know where this thing goes. To which,
Where are we even going?
I have no justification for what I did other than stupidity and greed. But the fact that it bothered him, now I'm under his skin. Now I've burrowed in. I'm in for the next 10 minutes. And I kept twisting it. Poor James, he went from like half his head being gray to all his head being gray in 5 minutes. And then he got over it eventually, but it was very funny. Todd Ratchard was playing, and it's so cool too. I said this yesterday. You guys, I'm sure it has no bearing on you, but for bigger families, I've met 2 cousins now that are of well into their adulthood that I had never even knew existed. Monica, Jamie Ellen's daughter, and Scott's son Brody. I never knew them. Now this would have been a much better way to go, wouldn't it have been? Why don't we go this way anyway?
Here.
That was never there before. That bypass was never there. At some point in the last decade, they built it. So Monica, Todd sits down and said, do me a favor. If it comes up 2-4 and you get a chance to double, please do it. And then Monica, who doesn't know anything about cards that much, James was explaining blackjack to her the night before. I said, Monica, do me a favor. Just ask James, say, so if I have a 2 and a 4 and the dealer has a 5, am I supposed to double down? So she starts to say it. If I have a 2 and a 4, he goes, don't talk to me, get away from me. Did you see how mad he was? Anyway, it was a great time. It was all good. Everybody was fine. I think we all ended up making money. I got to where I wanted to. James didn't, but I think he'll survive. Can I help you, sweetheart?
Are we going back to the house?
What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. We got to get our swim trunks and stuff, sweetheart. You want to go to the beach, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, so Mom wanted to go back and get it. I think it's very smart. Right? What are we doing? Take Pizza Delight? Well, you guys got to eat the Pizza Delight when you're here. We've done donaires from Greco, which I thought the Islanders hate the Greco donaires. I still think they're the best. James told me last night he thought the Greco pizza was the best, which I don't even hold it in high regard that much. Like maybe third. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I might talk Bobby into making me a steak. Anyway, we're talking out loud. It's as I said, it's been truly a great time on PEI. A lot of fun. I'm so glad that I made it down here because it is so easy in our lives just to say, you know what, I can't do that. Much like you going to the bar last night, right? That's the exact feeling that I get. Sometimes I'm sitting and saying, I just can't make it. And then you're happy you did, right? And that's exactly how it was. So I'm glad I made it down. For those of you that are on Prince Edward Island, there is a little luncheon thing at 1:30 for Time Is On My Side for the stable. If you're one of our clients and you want to make your way out to Red Shores, we'd be happy to have you there. I just think it's introducing the ambassadors, the Gold Cup girls ambassadors that we have for the horse, and we give them a little present. And, you know, we talk about the horse, nothing serious. Yes, honey?
My client?
Are you what?
A client?
You're not are you a client? That's a great question. Well, you're a butt, I know that.
Yeah.
So, no.
Since I have my owner's license, am I technically a
Your
client?
owner's license in Ohio is expired.
No.
Yeah, it's expired. You need to get it updated. Yeah. So, I hope you guys, if you're on PEI, you're having a great time. If you're wherever you are, I hope you're having a great week. As I said, it's been a pretty special week for me. I'm cautiously optimistic about tomorrow, but listen, it's a horse race, and the one thing about the Gold Cup at Saucer, I can almost guarantee you, as Vance likes to say, there'll be a brouhaha. I can guarantee you that. Anyway, take care, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great Friday, wherever you might be.